across a couch to punch another woman in the face because she told somebody else that she used to sleep with your man is not what grown women do. Most women that you talk to, you must not say, you didn't see Love and Hip Hop? Your parents don't let you watch TV. You all punishment, weren't you? All right, but that just does not happen in the real world. If you survey 10 grown professional women that are actually doing something with their life, I guarantee 9 of them will say they have never been in a fight before. They've never smacked anybody. They ain't even cussed nobody out before, okay? And so I don't want to see any of you guys thinking that is cool. Yeah, girl, what you gonna do? People don't do that. That's not cool. And really, at the end of the day, it makes you look more stupid than anybody, right? The person who's doing all the hopping around and all that kind of good stuff, that just doesn't happen in reality. So I don't want y'all to watch that. I really get nervous because they didn't have reality TV when I was at Westlake. I don't know if I mentioned that, but I'm a Westlake graduate. I graduated in 1998, and I was in the old building, and that's not that long ago to make that face. It wasn't bad. I was in the old building, and we didn't have reality TV. And I'm so concerned about my wild girls that y'all are going to think that in 2012, that's how 30-year-olds act. No. I go out to eat with my girlfriends all the time, and ain't none of us never punched nobody in the face about nothing. Okay? It doesn't happen that way. So I want y'all to remember that.
They get paid to do those things.
Yeah,
they do get paid. And I'm not going to lie. If I was going to get $100,000 per episode, I might take a punch in the face too. But right now, for free, I'm not doing that. All right. So the other one it's Facebook, not Booty Book. And then I try to update it because I've been saying that for a long time. And try to say tweet it, don't beat it, but I couldn't come up with it now. Okay. So what does that mean? It's Facebook, not Booty Book. I swear, if I see one more photo like this on Facebook, where everybody's butt is up on the screen. Now, let me be real. Let me be completely real. When I was at Westlake, I have at least 2 shots in the parking lot of the old school, just like this, okay, with me and my girlfriends. They didn't have Twitter back then. They didn't have Facebook back then. I'm running for office now, right? I didn't know when I was your age that I wanted to be in government. If that picture is scanned and put on Facebook, how bad is that going to look for me? Okay? So all of these photos that y'all are putting up, the ones in the bathroom are the worst. They kill me because you know your mom, I can tell by looking at the photo, they ain't going to look at nobody in the eye because I'm talking about some photos. But you can tell by the photo that your mama ain't never seen you in them booty shorts because that's why you in the bathroom trying to take the picture by yourself. All right? You all have to be very cautious. Very cautious with what you all are putting online about yourself. Because once it's up there, it's not coming down, all right? And that's not just the pictures, okay? So the pictures are one thing, having those horrible pictures with all your everything hanging out. But the words, oh my goodness. I done seen y'all cuss out your mama, Amber. I've seen y'all do so many other things that I get it, because I'm on Facebook and Twitter too, and you want to cuss somebody out, and you got your phone in your hand and you just go for it. That stuff, ladies, is going to come back on you, okay? So you all have to be very, very cautious to ensure that you're not putting that type of thing out there in the atmosphere. Those words are things that folks will look at. I looked at, Facebook is updated, and so now you can go all the way back to when you first, before you had to keep clicking at the bottom and say older posts. Now you can just click at the top and go a couple of years back. So now you're going to be applying. How many of you all are sophomores? Raise your hands. Sophomores? Juniors? Seniors? Right. So the seniors especially, because they're applying for scholarships and college now, they look at that stuff. A young lady just applied for an internship with my office today. And the first thing I did was look her up on Facebook. Because if she got booty shots, I don't want her in my office where she's going to be showing her booty to my clients. That's not going to work, okay? That shows a lack of judgment. It shows a lack of maturity, and it's not appropriate. All right. The other thing, look at Shanice when she was little. Aww. She was in my clothes. Aww.
Any money?
Oh, they were freshmen. That's cute.
There you go.
We got a visitor.
Ladies, I'm Officer Park, one of the resource officers. I would just interject one thing. You're absolutely right. Most employers now, when you go on job interviews, the first thing they ask you to do, pull up your Facebook, MySpace, if you got a tweet account, and if you refuse to do it, then basically you kind of eliminate yourself from that job opportunity. So I think you probably, you're doing the same thing by checking yourself.
I appreciate it.
Absolutely. So that's really, I think it's more important than y'all realize because they didn't train people about this coming up because this is still kind of new. Facebook and Twitter and all that kind of stuff is still fairly new. So y'all definitely have to be cautious with that. All right, next life skills tip, confidence. If you can't beat them, join them. All right, so one of the things that I often find in young ladies is that they cut a fool, show their behind, try to get attention because they're lacking confidence. It may be confidence in the way they look, confidence in what they have going on at home. Maybe it's a lack of confidence in their grades. And I think that if you all work on your self-esteem, what's going on in you first, it'll make everything in your life go much smoother. Now, I was always a confident person coming up. And let me go back to rule number one. You know how I say keep it Beyonce? I'm not going to keep it Beyonce in here just so that I can share with y'all and y'all can kind of have things, understand what I'm talking about. But it exudes when you have a lack of confidence. When you lack confidence, you start attracting men who can tell that you lack confidence. When you lack confidence, your teachers can tell. And it just kind of goes along with everything else that you have going on if you don't have confidence within yourself. So when I said if you can't join them, start your own. When I was a sophomore, and I hear Westlake, I went to another school before I came to Westlake. When I was a sophomore, I tried out for the cheerleading team. And I couldn't do a herky to save my life. I couldn't touch a toe, I couldn't do a split, I couldn't do none of that. So I didn't make it, all right? Hurt my little feelings, I went home and I cried. But you know what I did? I started my own darn team. I went to the basketball coach and I said, we don't have a dance team. I want to start a dance team. Started a dance team, found a teacher to be a sponsor, found his uniform. When I couldn't join them, I started my own activity. And then, after I started this really hot, it was hot steppers. I think y'all were probably like babies, whichever time you go, the hot steppers. That made you go. Okay, so it's this really old song called Hot Steppers. It was like a Jamaican something, Caribbean song. We had a dance team that. Do you know they tried to kick me off of my own dance team? They tried to kick me off of my own dance team. And if I did not have the confidence to say, I started this boo, you want me off, you're going to have to start your own. I probably would have went away from mine. Okay? I want all of you young ladies, whether you join WOW or not, to really look deep inside yourself and make sure you are exuding confidence. And even if you're not confident, even if you're feeling self-conscious about yourself, fake it till you make it, boo. Even if you're not feeling good that day, get your strut on like it's all good, okay? If you know you didn't do that homework the way you should, even though you should always do your homework the way you should. You're like, Miss Smith, I got my assignment, which thing? You know, that confidence, that confidence will take you a long way to get stuff done. All right. It is what you know is as important as who you know. Some of those pictures up there, that's from a sleepover on the left at my house, and on the right is when we were serving at the Women's Day Shelter. And that's when we serve on some Saturday mornings to several homeless women in the Atlanta community. What you know is as important as who you know. About 50, 60, 70% of the people who have jobs get it from a hookup. Okay? And so while you all are working really hard to make these good grades, which is really important, you all need to be networking. If you think you know what it is that you want to do in your life now, you want to, what do you want to be? Pediatrician. You need to be going to talk to your pediatrician and asking to shadow them. Okay? Because that's going to be a reference that you can go to. There's going to be something else that you can put on your resume. And because you know a pediatrician, you can go to them and say, how do you apply for the MCAS? What classes should I take in undergrad so that I can become a pediatrician? What do you want to be? A neurologist. I don't even know what they do. You know, it's about who you know. The other thing is you need to know everybody. When you talk, don't just talk to the CEO of the company, don't just talk to the head doctor in the hospital. You need to talk to the janitorial staff, the secretarial staff, because it's those people that help you get stuff done. We requested this 2 weeks ago, and who helped us? Right? It's about who you know. And you betcha, if you want to succeed in life, treat everybody like they are Barack Obama himself. Give them that same hug, that same smile. How are you doing? Because it's not always what you know. It's a lot of times who you know. You got to put yourself in a position to get to know those people. That picture is Monica. We did, I think Shanice talked about when we did the turkey giveaway. We did 3 years in a row. We gave away turkeys and greens and sweet potatoes and a whole bunch of other by Greenbrier. The next life skill is anyone can do well if they only do stuff for themselves. All right? So you might have a 4.0. Great. You sit home and study all the time. You know, you might have a lot of money in your pocket because you work all day. But you don't do anything for anybody except for yourself. So whether you make it in WOW or you don't, I would strongly encourage each, and see these two ladies up here taking notes. See, they already made it in. Y'all don't even know. They already in WOW. So they're taking notes. Okay, what are your names? Taylor? Neon's of the radio. Both nice. All right, awesome. So, you know, if you take the time to go out in the community and help other people, you're just going to have to take my word for it. It's enriching. It will enrich your life. It will teach you so many things. I've made connections in the community simply because I work at WOW, all right? And it's because I was willing to give that time, and that time comes back to me triple-fold. So make sure that whether you make WOW or not, you're spending time now, in college, after college, doing something. It doesn't have to be big. When you're in college, be a big sister to some kid in the community around the school you go to. Go and help clean up every once in a while. Do some voter registration or other things like that. It's really important. All right, reach beyond your comfort zone. That's a picture of the first year in WOW. We were in the old Westlake, and we had a whole lot of people participating in activity. They won't let us do stuff in the auditorium anymore like they did back then. Reach beyond your comfort zone. So one of the things that you all are going to need to do for this whole intake process is get up and meet these young ladies. Let me see. Let me try. Adriana, come on up. If I were a student who's interested in joining the Women of Westlake, what I would probably do when I passed Adriana in the hallway, like, hey, Adriana, LaDawn, I saw you at the Women of Westlake meeting yesterday. Yeah. Is there anything that you could tell me that I should know to do better to get into WOW?
Make sure you just speak up and let everybody know who you are.
All right, good. Thank you for the advice. Enjoy class. Bye. Okay. So, reaching beyond your comfort zone. Nicole, you have something?
Yeah. When I did intake for WOW my 9th grade year, I went way beyond my comfort zone. Like my 9th grade year when I applied when I was doing intake for WOW, I went way beyond my comfort zone. Like for middle school, I was kind of shy a little bit. I wouldn't really talk that much to many people, but I remember 9th grade year, I went up to every WOW girl in the hallway and introduced myself to them. I made sure I did that extra thing. Excuse me? Every WOW girl then. And when I was in 9th grade, most of the girls were seniors then. This is my first year in high school. I don't know any of these people at all. This is my first organization in WOW. I made sure I got to know every girl in there so they can know my face and they knew my name. Right then, right there.
Let me say something about that.
And that helped as you passing the mic. Let me tell you, 3 years later, I get an email out of the blue from another attorney that said, oh my God, LaDawn, I just met one of your students. I think her name was Nicole. She was so professional. She just walked up to me, introduced herself, shook her hand. I don't know what she was met the girl for. She was so impressed, and the person who she met knew that I worked with Women of Westlake, but she was impressed. She said in all of her years, she had never met a young lady that was that articulate and that approachable to someone. So that's a skill that you work on, and so that's a skill that we want you all to build while trying out for WOW. What you have, Brianna?
Yeah, like my coach said, how she went outside her comfort zone. I did the same exact thing, but the thing I did differently, my coach was like, oh, she went to go meet them. I made them sort of kind of come to me. I had these cool rhyming phrases on my jacket that I wore every day. They were different. So they was like, oh, what's her name? Oh, my name Brianna, girl. You know, my name Brianna. And they just can't remember my name because I had those cool phrases. Y'all don't got to go make no phrases or nothing like that. Or, you know, you don't got to go do something that creative if you don't want to. But that was my idea of trying to get them to know who I was, because I was like, I want to really be in WOW. This is something that I really want to do for my entire high school career. So I was like, okay, this is what I can do to make them know who I am. So,
Amber?
Yeah.
Where's Amber?
Thank you.
Good job.
Hi guys. What I did differently, I wasn't as bold as Bree, or maybe not as confident as my coach. But what I did was on the last day, I remember, because we weren't sure if our community service was going to go down last year because it was raining. So I sent every single girl in WOW a Facebook message. Every single girl. And I mean, I looked them up from checkers. I went and looked from pictures in WOW, and I went through every single one. I went and found them and sent them a message and said why I should be in WOW. And I had a picture of myself. Did I have a picture of myself?
Yeah.
I had a picture of myself. In case they had already missed all 6 foot of me. That is what I did. And I'm not necessarily the most outgoing person.